Well, I guess those guys got caught. I'm not really into this graffiti where people these days are causing a disturbance. Um, you know, they should just plan it and do it secretly. No need to affect other people's lives with it. But I guess it's a sign of the times. So we're going to do some weekend back testing here. We feel it's important to do that. So then we're confident in the week ahead. Now we'll go back through here. We picked a random time frame, Aussie, 30-minute. The move ended up being. We'll go over that and then we'll find a random one. And it was around the 13th or 12th of October. Here it is. So we go here and we move this to here, because obviously during this time we can see all of this, so we can think about what happened during that story to get us here. Instead of just looking at that, let's take that opportunity to look at this, and I believe that will help us remain in sync. So we'll pull all of them, and it doesn't matter that we've just looked at all of this, because we're trading we're not trading any of these pairs. And then what we're going to do was we went over here how to try to get the best entry, rather than as soon as we're seeing the opportunity getting in. Why don't we really try in 2024 to work on getting the best possible entry, and that will lower our risk and mean we will make more money. So let's go back and go over this backtest trade that we just put together here, and then we'll find another one. And it's easy on the weekend to do it because we don't have to keep locking the chart. When price moves, it always moves the chart forward. Alright, so everything's lined up, right? It doesn't matter that we can see all of this. We'll just, it doesn't matter. You can see it if you want, you can not see it. It doesn't matter. Because again, we're not trading any of these pairs. Now we'll discuss what we think, not what we think, what we see here, and from a triple hedge perspective, and we'll try to find ourselves a trade. We see here the dollar is very strong here. You have to squeeze all the way down to find the balance. So we don't even have to add up those numbers. It's clearly obvious when we look already at relative to the other guys. Aussie's here, New Zealand's up here, so New Zealand's pretty strong. Euro's kind of, if that's moving, it's still got some legs. Same thing with pound. And although this says neutral here, looking sideways, we can't forget this. So, and what has happened here? Well, price was down here, and as the yens went up, CAD went up. Same here, same here, same here, same here. Now dollar has gone up less. When we look here, it's gone up less than some of these, which is unusual because we already established the dollar was strong. So that gives us a bit of a clue. And this New Zealand on its move back up was able to go straight back up, almost to the top, but not quite. So if you were trading this here, the weakest one clearly is the Aussie. Right, it's done its move. It's come back already, and it's back at the balance line. So if the yens were to continue up, Aussie's got the most room up. If the yens were to go down, then Aussie has got the least room down, as it's already moved the most. If the yens go up, dollar has the least to go up, and if the yens go down, dollar has the most to go down. So what we need to be doing here is looking for an Aussie dollar long from around here. But what we want to do is we want to fine tune our entries a little bit better here. So instead of just hitting it here, we're not going to do that, because what we want to do, we can put an imaginary trade in there in our minds. Let's bring the Aussie over, and I'll put it at that exact place in time on the 30-minute time frame. Here it is. Okay. So we witnessed it here, and if we bought it here, we've got to sit through all of this, continuing to buy, hoping that this is the low, and our stops may be here or a little bit lower. We wouldn't, after witnessing this, we wouldn't anticipate much of a push below, but we want to try and work on getting somewhere in at the bottom. So how are we going to do that now? So we'll enter, so we'll say we entered here, and we're now a loss. We don't care because our target's miles up. Our target would be when the dollar reaches balance and the Aussie goes up and takes out the high of the yens. So let's move forward and wait some days. We'll try to read this better, because what we want to do is we need to buy this when both prices are at opposite extremes. So the dollar is up here, and that is opposite extreme, but the Aussie yen is not really, you know. This would be a better place. Okay. But when we look at that time, Aussie dollar has done a pullback, so we'll take a pass on that as well. What we're looking for is the two extremes to happen, and we can check on the other currencies and see what's going on there too, and they can give us and help us anticipate where the rest will go. So we'll keep going here. This would be a good one if you were a seller, right? But the dollar is still up there, so we would take a pass too. What we're looking for is Aussie to come out here in an extreme, and so with dollar, and that's where we want to hit it. And this is not in hindsight, because we'll get another one in a minute, and we'll do the same thing. So relative to the rest of them, Swiss is the most there. So we wouldn't have a trade either, an entry yet either. We would just be, let me pull this over 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, right? So we'd be randomly buying here, discount, praying that we've made our low. If we were doing it the traditional way. So let's continue and try to tweak this a bit more. Dollar is not at extreme. Dollar looks pretty good there on the 23rd. What's Aussie doing on the 23rd? It's at extreme at the bottom, so that I would anticipate both of them to go up, so there's not really a trade there. We need to see dollar at the opposite side. So here is good, but Aussie is now up there as well. We'll keep going. We're going to find the perfect spot. Alright, dollar is almost extreme, but Aussie's more. New Zealand is at the extreme low. This is doing much of nothing. Pound would be the most extreme on the up on to sell, and euro as well. So this is what I was saying the other day. We've got two doing the same thing, so that would put the weight in our favor, right? 3, 4 here, 5 here. So that would give us a pretty good yen pullback. So we're still not ready to enter here. We want to see Aussie at the most extreme down here and dollar at the most extreme up there. Let's keep going. Dollar looks good there. And Aussie looks pretty good here, guys. So what I would do is I would take this day a minute. Alright, so we'll move along here and we see at this time Aussie's the most extreme down here. Can it go a little bit further? Let's find out. Alright, yes it can. Dollar is doing what? Dollar is most extreme up. Okay. Swiss is down there. So if they do go up, Swiss can help that. This is better though, New Zealand. So we got 1. There's 1 here, 2. Here, 3. Right, so 3 are in extreme. 4. It's not really an extreme, but it's the middle, right? So we know it's obviously the LFX is going to be the middle because it gives us the average. This is in the middle, this is extreme, this is dropped, but it's not really extreme. This is extreme, this is in the middle, this is dropped, it's pretty extreme. You know, relative to the New Zealand, they're pretty good. So this would mean that they can go up, and the dollar can happily drop, but it can still go up overall, dollar yen. But the rest can overtake it. So what we'd imagine is some sort of crisscross happening where these drop and these go up and they overtake it in numbers, the Aussie does. So we're on that, we're going to put a green line as to where we've witnessed this. So we'll just leave it the same colour. Here, this is better. Right there where it comes away. Okay, right here. So this is where we want to start smashing buys in the Aussie dollar. Let's put the thing there. The date is the 3:30 a.m. It's 10:26. Somewhere around there. Okay, boom. So that would be our low. And then to confirm it, we want to be witnessing this here. We see some sort of drop, perfect, and then we want to see Aussie dropping but less, but still doing its up move, you know, showing more strength than the dollar during that time, and we do finally see that. You got Aussie relative to here is now up 672 points, while dollar is down 583. So that would equal, I don't know, maybe 900 points on the Aussie dollar up move for those 2 or 3 days. So let's have a look. There you go, look, 944 points. So that's it, guys. And then you hold all the way, right? So now look, it doesn't matter that dollar's got an up move, it's no problem. Because Aussie's done a stronger up move, a more consistent up move. We keep holding. And we go back to basics here. Okay, great. So all our yens have indeed gone up. Let's have a look, confirm it here on the average. Yes, they have. Okay, pound's also gone up. Alright, great. So, and dollar has finally done its job, but it's not all the way. So during this time, dollar has fallen more than Aussie. Now when we look at here, dollar is now close to the balance, while Aussie still has room down. Does that mean we would exit this trade? No, it wouldn't. No, it does not, because first off, dollar is at its extreme, but so is Aussie. Okay. So is Swiss, so is New Zealand, so is CAD. Here. Okay. And pretty much is pound. So the likelihood of a move up is pretty high. And if the move does indeed go up, well, you know, Aussie wouldn't be the one to sell, to even consider selling. It would be up. It would go take another move higher, and it's showing its strength there as well, while these are dropping, which perhaps it means Aussie does want to continue. So really our target anyway for the Aussie dollar at this point is somewhere in that balance point. So let's put our target though where it needs to be. We'll go back to where it should be, and it's going to be here. So that red line along is where our target would want to be. We'll move that out of the way. Then this day here, 17th of November, we're saying hold. Let's move forward to the 17th of November. We're here, so it's doing that. Now, dollar is at extreme. Aussie and dollar are both at extreme. So is Swiss. New Zealand is not. CAD was. So we were just saying, you know, if they are extreme, these guys are going to have to go up. And if they do go up, dollar's probably got, you know, it's here. It's got a decent amount of room up. Aussie's already done its move, so being around this day here, 20th of November, I'd certainly be looking to take 90% of this off. You know, overall it's done its thing, so if we've made the target, I'd be happy with that. Yeah. So where are we here? It'll be 21st of November. Alright, so we'll pull that up. That's here, so we're looking to exit. So we would have taken the buy, guys, from back here. And our charts would have told us to exit here on the 21st of November. Now, let's see if that is, and it's exceeded our target. Our target was here. Look how prices agreed on fair value. Right. So that's a wrap for that one. It doesn't really matter at this point where it goes after that. Because really, if it's going anywhere after that, it's because of another time frame fractal that we haven't looked at. Let's go forward and see what happens a bit more. I think that's about in line. Hey, yeah. So dollar is down here nicely. $27th, while Aussie is up there. I mean, that's really squeezing it, right? So let's say we took a little bit. Let's say we left one position on the 27th. For the 27th, where is that? It's like here. Maybe we could have snuck out this much, but I would not have been in after that. Alright, so let's find another one. I'll pause it. Just having a little mid-session break, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I will do a time and date thing for this because, and we'll go 6 months, and use the 1 hour, and that's it. Let's get Let's see what it gives us. October 2nd. Again, it's October. Why does it want to give us October? Let's do it again, because here we go. 8 August. That's better. So 25th of August. Because we don't want to go too close to that October one. We just did it, so it's already in our minds. So August 25th. All right. So I put the charts up 1 hour on everything, and I put the line at like the a few hours after Asia, but at midnight Eastern. That's the likely time I'd be messing around. So we have to keep it realistic. And again, it doesn't matter that me putting these up here, and I may have seen some of them and may remember some. It doesn't make any difference, because we're not trading these currencies. We're not using that to cheat. It's not going to help us, and we can't cheat anyway, because we're not doing it that way. It's very simple. We go by the mechanical rules set. What is the strongest one currently? It's clearly the Swiss. Why? Because the Swiss is the highest. We can't see the balance line. Okay. It's all the way. We're not going to use this target as a bias or anything. Doesn't matter. We've worked this all year, but now we can do better. So it's down there, right? If this does indeed go down, we're not expecting Swiss yen to go down all the way to there. But if we have something in the Swiss, we would want our balance line to be around there, on that chart. So clearly it's the Swiss. So how far do we have to squeeze for CAD? Not as much, you see. I just went a tiny amount. Now we'll really double check this with the numbers. We have to the moving average 3,800. $10,000. So Swiss is definitely the stronger one here. LFX is high. It's suggesting they are very strong. How far do we have to go for pound? We don't have to squeeze as much visually, but its numbers are always stupid. 7,800 for euro. Sorry, that was euro there. 7,800. Pound, we do have to squeeze a significant amount. 99. And yeah, so clearly the winner is Swiss. Now if these are up, right, you've got the extremes here. You've got the dollar, it's up, so it can be at extreme. So that's 1. You've got 2 for CAD, 3 for pound, 4 for euro. So hang on, 1 for Swiss, 2 for USD, 3 for CAD, 4 for pound, 5 for euro. Alright, so that's enough to move the whole thing down. Not to reverse it, but do a pullback in some of them. It will put the weight on, because everything is flowing in sync. But when we look here locally on these local moves, are we at an extreme in the what? Swiss Aussie would be the currency to trade, and with New Zealand being cheap also, it will help our Aussie. So that's definitely good for us. So our trade will be a Swiss Aussie, right? Just based on all of what we've discussed. Now, to get this perfect, we need to have the extremes up Aussie is not at extreme. We need Aussie down here, right? And then we can buy it. We can't think, oh well, what if we missed it and got in there on that day? Well, no, we didn't miss it, because when you look at the Swiss, it was not at extreme. Swiss was at extreme there. They will give us an opportunity here. Go back here. Look, Aussie at extreme. Swiss is not at extreme. The move probably wasn't even in play back then, so we wouldn't have even been looking at the Aussie Swiss back then. Probably would have been pound, but you know, that's another debate. So let's keep going. Aussie Swiss. So from this date, we're looking to be short. Long Aussie Swiss. And we need a extreme spot here. Locally. We know the outside edge of the whole move is extreme, yes. That's the right term. But we want this local part here organized, because you can see there's a small pullback within this massive part. So that's not where you'd want to sell. Keep going. We need Aussie right down here. Otherwise we can't do it. We can't panic here and cry that think that we missed the boat. First off, we would have entered one there, but we're looking for this extreme move. We already know we never saw it here. Because here's the extreme, Aussie's not there, right? Let's say that's extreme. Is this, no. No, we still have time, guys. Keep going. This is extreme. But it's not here, no. It's going to be obvious. So all those days, finally, you have an extreme part here. Right. Here. I mean, this is definitely the part. You can move the rest relative. See if Aussie's at its most extreme here. Euro did one. CAD. Now at that time, where was the Swiss? Here. We want it to be here. So, what about here? Because we witnessed it here. I feel all of this is too long. What about this here? Would this work, maybe? So we'll say we added one there. So we had our original one, and then we're putting our entry here, and we believe from here our stop should go in. Because we've seen the extreme and we've seen the extreme. Price should not go any lower than that. Let's put our date in. It's 8:25. 1 hour. We want to be obviously buying the Aussie Swiss on 8.25. $8.25 is when we believe the low is in. So here. So we're good. You know, our original place to enter would have been when we first saw it. We're always just going to enter one, and then we're looking for discount after that. But we're trying to find the perfect spot where we know where we can start smashing them in with this and set the stop hard. So 8.21 is when we witnessed it, and I would imagine price budges through that a little bit. Was it 8.21 when we witnessed this? Yeah, that's when we did this whole thing, right? Or 8.25. Oh, 8.25. Sorry, 8.25. What's this line for? It's 8.25. That's when we witnessed this. Here would have been the time, you know. That's at the most extreme in its whole thing. So 30th. Is when we believe the low should be in place. Oh no, sorry, 8.25, because this is the extreme. Swiss is not though. We need to see. What about this? Is this not it here? Could we not go back, you know, and say, hang on, if we're seeing this now, what has happened there? And we could try to find it, but really, make sure the date is correct here. So this is 8.18. Aussie is at extreme. And Swiss is also. So that is not good, you know, it's not lined up. We need them to both be doing the opposite. That's why I'm going to stick with my my original thing. So our date was the 25th. That's when we witnessed it. We're allowed to enter on that day, and we enter when it's perfect. If it has been perfect, we're going to have to make some type of rules for that, you know, jumping in on the train after it's left the station. But yeah, so how are we going to play this then? So in terms of holding this, so we're going to be in on the 25th, trying to add as best we can in these discount area here. Like this would be good. This, you see it's never quite in line. This one would be good. Alright, let's do one here. So we're going to put one in on the 9th of the 4th. much. We would have entered one here, and you see how we would have been offside right away, because on the 9th of the 4th, where price is here, Aussie's extreme here, Swiss is up there, and it still had room. It wasn't at extreme until that day. So maybe they don't have to be exactly opposite at the same time. You could perhaps add like half a position there and add the other half there. Something like that we could start doing, which would give us fully maxed positions by this one here. Right. So we practice what we preach here. So the date is the 9th, so September 7th, we add one there. And September 7th, conveniently, Swiss does look like it's at extreme. So that's when we're going to smash them. Just full margin. September 7th. So let's write that in on the map as the low. And we are 100% certain the low is set. September 7th, right here. And our stop will be right below this. So we have no point stop. Price will not come back here. At this time, our target goes to this one here. We witnessed this, on the 25th is when we witnessed this. So we know for sure price is going to have to go back there. Let's see if we're right. Oh, not yet, but almost. Now, where are we now? Has the Aussie, in terms of, because it's still going, right? So Swiss is down there, and Aussie's kind of down there. So they're in like an even game at the moment. Yeah, so that's where we're going on Aussie anyway. Aussie, Swiss. I hope the back testing helped. We will try to do another one next weekend. And I'll get back to your emails over Christmas, probably in the new year.